So guys, welcome from the very noisy city, and the reason why we are here with Gwen, we had to check the materials for the roof actually. This time we are in the last store. We visited 3 different stores, checking for prices, comparing quality and so on. And this is the last store, like where we got the best deal, the best price, but also the best quality. Gwen is here as she will be picking up the best color, and also John Paul, like the manager, he is handling the communication, and I'm here just like a support. And I just wanted to make sure about the thickness of the roof, because it's gonna be a metal roof on our house, and all around the, like when I visited a couple of houses, the metal plates of the roofs were very thin. It was like a paper almost, and I did not really wanted that. So we wanted to make sure we will get the thick one. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but we will avoid that the roof will be bended during transportation and during the building, the assembling. So that's why we came here. Also, it's the only shop actually what we found which has an automatic bender for the roof. Like the previous stores, they were doing it kinda manually. Like this is the cutter of the metal plates, but they also had the like a manual bender. But here they have kind of electric one, automatic, which will make the work very precise, very correct, and each metal sheet will be the same. Though we will not be looking at the roof, but why not to make it proper? Gwen is nervous here. Nervous? Stressed? Nervous? No? Gwen is saying she also doesn't give a shit about it actually, she just let the boys. But the very good thing about us here, like our manager John Paul, we can trust him, we can rely on him. He's willing to help us, like going to the city for materials, check if everything is correct or not, because it's actually him working with those materials. So it's a win-win for both sides. He will not be having troubles working with bad materials, and we will be having good quality house project, hopefully. Gwen doesn't understand. Like I actually understood a little. Like here we are right next to the highway in Cebu. Like all the stores, everything you will need coming from the auto parts, car washes, anything, it's mostly along the highway. So it's always noisy when we are going to the city for materials, so we are not really making videos about it. But this time I wanted to show it because the roof is kind of very important part on our house. Here are the possible variations of the roofs we could pick from. I actually don't like this kind of. We will stick with Gwen with some simple ways, probably something like this. And the color, we will reveal the color once it's delivered there on the construction site. And guys, finally we moved from very noisy city to very peaceful and quiet place here in the village, and I got the call. Yeah? Again? What accident? So how much should I give them or what? I will pick you up. Okay, I will go there, I will give them that 1,000, I will pick you up. So right now I will pick you up, I'm not stopping in the house down. Okay, okay. Well, I received just not really pleasant call. It's currently 12 a.m. or p.m. I'm actually confused. It's lunch break right now. The boys went for the lunch break, so I did not catch them up. But Gwen was calling that 2 boys are kind of injured. Something happened, some accident. I actually have no idea what happened. So I will just now quickly pick up Gwen and we will check on boys what happened.
Because there was an accident happened in the work site. So we accompany them right now, we push them, but we are really going to the hospital because they don't want me to bring it to the hospital because they're afraid. But since it needed, so right now we are on our way.
So almost after 2 hours we are leaving the hospital with our 2 clumsy boys. Kuya Toming has couple of stitches. Pila stitch?
6 stitches.
6 stitches.
Yeah.
But everything ended well. Jmar has a scratch on his back. It's not that serious actually. It was just a scratch. So all the things are settled now. The boys will enjoy a couple of rest days from work. But everything ended well, that's important. It was nothing really serious. Later, once we are back in the house construction, I will explain exactly what happened and how it happened. Though it was actually mistake of both of them, like a little stupid mistake, but unfortunately it caused an injury for them. So we accompanied them here to the hospital. We take care of all the medicine, we've provided them everything. That's all. Now we will figure out what will be happening in the future. The interesting thing I experienced for the first time here in the Philippines, once you will come to the hospital here, you will be admitted, they will take an information from you, all that stuff, and then you are going to the doctor for a checkup and to find out what's happening to you and so on. But if there is any medication, for example, both of the boys got tetanus, syringe and also the antibiotics, but it will not be just the doctor will grab to the cabinet, get the syringe and put it to you. No, it's you who has to go out from the hospital, find a pharmacy, for example, just like here. Here you will buy the tetanus vaccine, antibiotics, pills, everything you need for your procedure, and then you are going back to the hospital, waiting again for the doctor. He will accept you to his office, let's say, and then he will give you all the syringes and the things like that, the bandage, cleaning everything. So that's kinda interesting and new thing for me, which absolutely doesn't make a sense, but that's how the things work here. Gwen was actually mentioning today that the couple last weeks we were not really lucky about our construction. Troubles were happening, the landslide, also we've got scammed with materials, now the boys are injured. Even though you could see in the previous videos, which is right here, that we threw the coins to the foundation thinking that it will bring us luck. It turned the opposite actually, and it's bringing us more bad luck. Gwen was saying something like maybe a fate doesn't want us to build a house now, or it wants us to stop, which we don't know. We will still continue the things our way, the efficient way. The good thing is that we are still sticking to our budget, and that's what's important. We can still stick to our budget, and still we can stay here in the Philippines, and we don't have to return back to Europe, which would mean that we failed all this journey moving to the Philippines. Both of them got the tetanus to the shoulder.
And right now we are going to find the receipt for antibiotics, since they need to take it for 7 days, and also for Tuming's painkiller, because he is the most injured one here, and I think it's more painful than Jimmer has. So for now I don't allow him to work, maybe for 2 weeks, and then Jimmer, he said he can work because his injury is not that much, so he's fine. But Tuming I can, because it can, heat stroke, and he has wound. It's gonna be dangerous, so I told him it's not gonna work starting this afternoon.
And the other thing which we figure out, the boys who are working down under the scaffoldings needs to be wearing helmets, and the helmets here in the Philippines is not really common thing, not even on the motorbikes, what I can see. Like on the highway, yeah, people are responsible and wearing it because they know if the police would catch them, there can be a penalty. But the moment all the riders and passengers will leave the highway and going, for example, here is the highway, but if they will leave the highway going to the mountains, that moment they will leave the highway, helmets going off, and the safety is zero. Gwen is actually doing that as well, but I don't. But we are driving. I'm driving safely, but that's the most stupid thing I'm saying right now. You cannot rely just on your own driving skills, but there is other drivers who can cause an accident which can hurt you as well. We actually cannot show here the pictures of the wounds. The boys had one on the head, the other one on the back, because it's not really allowed on YouTube. And right now we are on the exact same spot where I wanted to start where I wanted to continue the video, but the Gwen called and the whole day was ruined. But right now we are back again, and I will share with you guys what actually happened, why boys got hurt. Here in the Philippines they are having kinda different structure of scaffolding on the constructions, though they are not building an extra scaffold next to the walls or next to the construction itself, but they are including the scaffolding to the frame. Right here you can see, for example, this part. This is a scaffold. Boys will climb up there, they will stand on it, and from there they can reach to the top and work on the upper part portions. And what happened? The two ones who got hurt were actually responsible earlier for welding and others, that metal bar between those pillars. Like they were told, like by the manager, like you two will finish this welding, make the scaffolding so we can work on it later. And they said okay, but both of them forgot about the welding. They just placed the bar between the pillars and used the tire wire to hold it on a space so later they can weld it. But the scaffold or the bar was holding just by the tire wire, and when the welder here, Gwen's brother, he was thinking the scaffold is ready, he can step on it and he can start welding. But the moment he stepped on it, the tire wire will not hold it, of course. It snapped immediately and he started falling down, also with that metal bar. Unfortunately, those two ones who got hurt were right under, so the metal bar fell on them. Gwen's brother can be actually very happy that he has no injury out of this, and the two ones who were responsible for making the scaffolding got hurt. Only because of that they forgot. So, like, when I heard that story for the first time, like, I was like seriously? Like, seriously this kind or this thing happened on our side? Like, I could not, up until now I don't believe and I don't understand how it happened. But lesson learned for them, for all of us here, so we can slowly continue on our project. And the project, there are a couple of new things, improvements, and the things which were built, finished, kinda. And I'm gonna show you right now. As you know, we're building another wall, and it's right here. Boys already started putting cement in between the spaces of the stones, so in the end it's gonna be looking like this. But once it's like washed and scraped, it will be, in my opinion, looking nice. The gray contrast of cement and the yellow orange paint of the stones. But for now we are like this. There is still gonna be one more step on this side, and for now boys transferred on the other side right here to continue the work, because there were already plenty of stones and we wanted to get rid of them, and it was of course shorter distance to transfer them here than transferring it here. Another thing what is also kind of finished, like not here, here it still needs to be digged for the foundation, but around the house there was a foundation dig and the first layers of hollow blocks were placed. The floor will not be actually in the same level just like here. The floor of the house will be one hollow block elevated from the ground. That's what I wanted, to make sure if there would be any case of heavy rain and the drainages which would not be able to manage all that water, so at least we will not have water inside of the house. As well, here is the big hole for the septic tank, which is already like finished, plain on the ground, so we can start preparing the basement, the foundation for the septic tank, and in the future the septic tank will be built from the hollow blocks. The whole plan for today, or for me, was actually, I just went in the morning to the store with materials, construction materials, order, manage the things, also bring a couple of things here to the site and then going home. But the plans kinda changed. Gwen was actually not even supposed to be here, but the bad things happened and Gwen has joined us today. Because of that also I was not thinking to stay Actually, for a very long time outside today, I was just wearing a t-shirt, but because of that I was wearing a t-shirt, I got slight sunburn.
The boys said like Jamar and Tuming were tested a lot today because they were quarreling since morning a lot. Both of them. So after the accident, both of them were quiet. Because since morning they were so noisy and they were quarreling each other. So,
About what?
About their work.
The thing about the scaffolding, like what boys are using to walk and so on, like if you will make 1 inch of weld, it's supposed to hold the weight around, let's say, one ton. So if the welding is done properly and exactly how it's supposed to be, it has to hold 2-3 of them with no problem. But if it's just a tire wire, like, common sense will tell you what's the answer, what will happen. Like, also the one thing what I actually wanted and what I was told is not really common in the Philippines, that during the construction you will be buying materials and there you will have to cut something so it can be adjusted for the perfect size or the length you want. But there will be like a pieces wasted which you don't need. What I was told, people would just throw it away here and not to use it anymore. But I told them immediately we are not gonna be throwing away anything. We can perfectly weld those 2 pieces, for example, together and use them again. So all the materials will be used and nothing will be wasted. That's the point of our construction as well, to make it kind of effective. Yeah, it will take some longer time, but still this makes sense to me. And about everything, not just the metal but also the woods, everything. And the day after we are here again, though one worker, we told him to stay home. He's gonna use antibiotics for 1 week and then another week to recover. So he actually wanted to go back to work, but we told him like, no, this is kind of serious thing about your head, you really have to stay at home, we will still help you anyway. And Gwen's brother, the one who got scratch on the back, was insisting he wants to come to work. It's really not that serious, it's a scratch. Like, now he has to be careful he will not scratch it again, the dirt will not get inside and it will cause an infection. Though both of them got the tetanus, so they should be fine. But we are closing this another part of house construction with not really happy moments, but luckily,
let's be positive all the time.
Yeah, it could actually end it much worse. We can be happy it ended just with couple of scratches and couple of stitches. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching this video and see you again
in the next video.